Alright guys, what's going on? This is SecondBlank here, and I'm bringing you some more Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary thingamabobbers, because that's what we do all day, every day, because we don't get booze, pie, cookies, or cake unless we say that. And I had a cookie just recently, so I felt the need to say that, or else I would not justify myself to eat that cookie. But now I'd said it, so now I'm okay. So I believe I am redeemed for that, alright? Now, of course, I'm bringing you some, this Battlefield 3 TDM match, because I haven't done TDM in a long ass while, so I decided to show you some of that. I don't know if I'm going to do this more often, because I'm trying to get back into my Call of Duty days where I was actually pretty decent in TDM. But hopefully, I do get back in the Call of Duty swing of things. And if not, I'll probably go back to playing Conquest or Rush. But anyway, I want to give you guys a quick story about my, I guess my early junior high days. It's actually the transition between junior high to high school is what I want to tell you, because it was during that time when I was graduating from the 8th grade. It's when we decided that the class that was graduating, including myself, wanted to go to Six Flags. Now, I tell you this with a little warning about myself, my past self, which is that my past self was not experienced when it comes to roller coasters. It did know, or I did know. Why did I talk myself in the third person in that way? It was kind of weird. But yeah, I guess I'm strange like that. But my past self did not know much about roller coasters. I knew some roller coasters like, from Knott's Berry Farm or something like that. And those are pretty okay, decent roller coasters. But the ones compared to Six Flags, it's like from bar none, basically. In terms of, the top 3 amusement parks out there. Basically, my friends who were apparently experienced thrill seekers when it came to roller coasters told me to always ride the scary ones first. That way, the other roller coasters won't be as scary as the scariest one that you've ridden, right? And the basic scary ones that are on the Six Flags theme park was X, Goliath, and Superman. And all 3 of those, I don't care who you are the most fun ones to ride, but they're also the terrifying ones to ride also, especially X and Superman. Goliath, not so much. Goliath itself is actually just a drop down. It may be, I think, 500 or 800 feet drop going 80 miles per hour. Again, I don't know if that's a statistic that's right, but I believe it's around that ballpark. I guess compared to X, which is a suspended roller coaster, which basically spins your seats around as you're going through loops also. So you're going different which ways whenever you're making loops also. So that kind of sucks, because you're kind of losing your sense of balance at that point. Of course, that's really terrifying as fuck, especially when you're suspended that high off the ground while you're doing it also. And of course, Superman, for those of you who don't know, is basically a one-track roller coaster that goes straight up and straight down. So the stories I heard from Superman, though, I never ridden that one, so I was too pussy to ride it. I did not ride it at all. But I ridden all the other ones, and they were pretty fun. And during the day, we had a load of fun. I was not gonna lie, even though I only had fun with just the friends that I knew, and then the couple extra ones that kind of tagged along. We still had a good time. But towards the end of the day, while the day was winding down, it was like around 6 o'clock or so. It was about the time where they stopped operating the rides. We decided to say, okay, you know what? We still have time for one last ride. So let's pick one of the 2 that are short, lined, and open. And the 2 that were still open and that were pretty short lined was the 2 Batman themed roller coasters, which was the Batman suspended roller coaster and the Riddler's Revenge roller coaster. And we had a choice between the 2. And I think we chose the Riddler's Revenge because we haven't ridden that one yet, and that was the shortest line that was over there. So we decided to go ahead and ride it, right? Now, I didn't know how to ride this roller coaster though, because this roller coaster was one of those, I guess, makeshift suspended roller coasters, but they gave us like a platform to stand on, so you're not really suspended. You're just basically standing in a cart while strapped to a harness, and apparently decided to add a bicycle seat, so I guess to keep your lower half from moving around in the cart, right? I'm assuming that's what they did, but that was basically a bad idea, because this would be my demise. When you're trying to ride this roller coaster, if you're a guy, you gotta protect your good stuff, your goodies, right? You gotta make sure that they're in a comfortable position, because if those are not in a comfortable position, you're not gonna be in a comfortable position. All right, that's all there is to it. So when you're dealing with a bicycle seat, that is every guy's worst nightmare, because that means they have to find a comfortable way to sit on the bicycle seat without vice gripping your nuts while going through a roller coaster ride. And you have to pick a comfortable position because there's a good amount of G-force going through that roller coaster. And if you're not in a good position, your nuts are going to get squashed onto the bicycle seat, and you're basically going to be sitting on your nuts the whole ride, and that is not a good feeling. So I tried to find a good position. I guess I couldn't find a good one because I ended up sitting all the way to the lowest level, basically sitting onto the bicycle seat itself, and I was riding the ride that way, and it sucked. It really did. It felt like a pimple was being popped, except the pimple was my nuts, and it felt like it was going out of my body, and it felt really bad. So what I tried to do was to actually stand onto the track, not onto the track, but onto the car, into the car itself, to probably release some pressure that was going through my nuts if I just stood up, right? But when you're going through that much G-force, you have to find the strength in order to push yourself up, or else you won't get any headway. So I used all my strength within my legs in order to get up to try to relieve myself of that pressure. And it was the worst decision I ever did in my life, because after the end of that ride, my legs felt like spaghetti. They were done. They were annihilated. My calf muscles were sore, pulsing, in pain. It was like nothing I ever felt in my legs in my lifetime. Even though I went through a lot of stuff with my legs, and I thank you, legs, right now for going through all that stuff that you've gone through for just for my sake. But you did not deserve that, legs. I'm looking at my legs right now. I'm actually complimenting my legs, but they did not deserve that, because it was pulsing, vibrating. It was in pain. It was sore as fuck. You know, and I felt like Elvis at one point. Well, actually, I felt like Elvis that entire night. And thank God it was the end of the night, because I was wiggling and wobbling around like I was the fucking king, you know, going, you know. Instead of the, it was like, the fucking moaning in pain because it felt so horrible. And seriously, thank God it was the end of the day, because if I were to walk around in that condition, I'm sure it would have felt a lot worse as it did, because the next day, as I got up, my legs were in tremendous pain. It was the worst pain I ever felt in my life, like I said. And I didn't get up for a good 2 weeks or so from my bed. And it sucked because it was like summertime, and you want to enjoy your summer, but you had to sit in bed because you did something stupid in a roller coaster ride. And it was a good portion of the summer gone, because 2 weeks is like you could have done a lot of stuff within those 2 weeks. You know, you could have done a lot of stuff with yourself, with your friends, with, you know, just having a good time. And I wasted it all because of something I did for that one given moment. Anyway, guys, that's my little story I want to share to you guys. Please let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your stories about anything you did dumb in the amusement parks, because hopefully I'm not the only one who did that. Because if that were the case, you know, maybe I'm just stupid. I just don't know how to ride the Riddler's Revenge. But I think towards the end I figured out how to ride it. Although I can't tell you any advice on how to ride it unless I did it again. But yeah, I would let you guys any advice that you would want to know about any ride, and I'll see to it that you learn it well. That way you don't have to experience what I experienced. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoy your day / evening whenever you are watching this. I'm gonna go head to bed because I am tired as fuck. So I'll catch you guys next time. This is SecondBlank saying peace out. Later, Gators.